Hello and welcome, genties and ladymen. It is in fact your boy, Sir Edward, and welcome to episode 29 of the Cracking the Shell podcast, where we go behind the blast beats and the monster noises of all the cool guys, gals, and non-binary pals in the Glasgow and wider Scottish and UK metal scenes. And on this episode, we've got the boys from Screwdriver Lobotomy, one of Glasgow's finest beatdown bands. How's it going, fellas?
How's it going, man?
Good.
Yeah, how's it going, man?
It's good to see all of you here, all wide-eyed, awake, probably. I know I'm not, that's why I wear these. I constantly look tired, it's great. But before we get into everything that you're doing now and everything that's coming out, and has come out, quite like to rewind the clock a little bit and just find out, how did we get here? We'll do that cringy bit where we all go around and talk about ourselves and how we got into this absolute fucking mad music genre.
Right, go first.
Yeah, sure. No, I remember it to this day. I turned up to a beatdown show in Edinburgh, not even knowing what beatdown was when I was about, this would have been maybe 10 years ago, when I was about 15, 16. Um, and I was shocked and horrified at what I was seeing. But then, yeah, really wanted to go back. And this was back when there were bands like Kingpin, and a few others floating around Edinburgh, because we don't have a particularly strong scene in this city.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I remember going to these shows. This was before Studio 24 closed down as well. I ended up joining a band with some of these guys back in the day and played some pretty cool shows. And then, start of the year, met up with these guys and finally got back into it because it had been a few years since I'd played in any kind of band. How about you, Lee?
Uh, when I was younger, I was into like just like regular heavy metal, and then I got into like hardcore first. I got into them through a band called Tempers Free. They literally just popped up on my playlist I was listening to. It was a song called Mirror Talk, and I just kind of that's how I got into this kind of type of music. And then from then, I just discovered bands like Spawn, Disgust, and Recount, stuff like that. And then met Reese and Kelsey, and just we wanted to make our own kind of music and bring back the kind of violent mosh that was kind of absent for a few years. So yeah, that's kind of how it came about.
Good shit,
Uh,
good shit.
yeah, me pretty much like I've been kind of floating about the Glasgow scene since like 2011, 2012. I was one of those wee guys went to Cat Unders and all that, man. Fucking, uh, then like I was always like into like kind of hardcore music. Like, I really liked say like Crowd Deterrent, with that kind of like US like kind of crew kind of like mentality, man. I always like fucking loved that shit, man. And then kind of went out of like the music scene for a few years because like I had a kid and that. And then it was a few years ago, me and one of the boys we went to Dawnfest and I just fucking fell back in love with the scene again, man. Ever since then, just been kind of moving forward, always scheming, putting on shows, fucking meeting up with like-minded people and just make music. You know what I mean?
That's the way to do it. And it is really cool to see everybody, especially those that are a lot younger than kind of our age group. A lot of people that, like at their age, I wouldn't have had the confidence to join a band, let alone record music or play shows. It's like prime example, Jaundice, their first ever show is at a sold out Ivory Blacks. I'd been
Huh.
shitting myself. Been shitting myself. They were the first band on this all-day festival, was sold out near enough. Nah, at 17, 18, I couldn't have done it. Couldn't have done it. But it is really cool to see all the kind of, I hate saying young ones because I'm only 27, so I'm not fucking ancient. Sometimes I feel it, but um, it's really cool to see all these young people. And it's the young people that are really keeping this scene going. I mean, so many fucking new bands popping out the woodwork. Rancid Cadaver, Jaundice, Screwdriver Lobotomy, Backbone, Stipulated Torment. There's so fucking many of them. And all of them are doing really cool things. It is awesome. And the fact that you're getting noticed by these larger platforms like Slam Worldwide as well. Got the new tune up on Slam Worldwide, Accept No Substitutes with Jack Final Words. Oh, one of the hardest tracks I've heard this year, hands down.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
yeah, big up Final Words, man. Like they're such fucking good guys, man. Like we all sorts to them. Like not even just for like the band and that. Like for even like our music, like gig promo, what side of things, man. Like they've been like a massive help to us always. put us on, shout us out to people and that, man. So I massive respect to them, man.
Big up final words, big up final words. How did you get into the promotion side of things? Because normally we're just on like the other side of the stage, not so much the ones pulling the strings and putting everything together. What made you want to start doing that?
Well, a couple of years ago, me, Lee, and another one of the boys, Ben, who does our vocals, we went down to Donfest, and I can still remember, man, we were sitting on we're just like a park bench somewhere, just drinking like a bottle of Buckfast, and we were thinking like we spend like all sorts of money to go down to like these shows when like we could all just like chip together and like bring all these bands up here, you know what I mean? Like, and it always kind of played in the back of our heads for a while. We made like a Insta promo page, just thinking that it wouldn't really do anything, and then I accidentally followed a booking agent from the page instead of my personal one. And then they offered us a show with no face, no case, and final words, and it just kind of popped off of there.
Pretty good show to start off with, no face, no case, and fucking final words. Absolute mental.
That was fucking wild, man.
Being in the crowd for that kind of stuff, it is insane to watch. It's like going by a car crash. You know it's fucking violent, but you can't look away. And you're never gonna see me in it because I'm a giant fragile bitch. I will freely admit. I'm old. My bones hurt. I have a job that requires a lot of physical lifting and moving about and all that kind of shit. As much as I'd love to fly in and fucking lump people, I couldn't risk it. So
That's
I'm
why you drink loads of alcohol beforehand so you don't feel
I can't even do that because alcohol does not agree with me.
it.
I can't even do that. I've not drank in be nearly 3 years. Nearly 3 years next year.
I
Don't know
mean,
how.
you've got like the straight edge hardcore guys who down five Coca-Colas and go harder than
My
anyone else in the
Coca-Cola.
room, man, you know?
I still find that hilarious, pounding Coke cans and flying into the pit. That's such an image. I love it. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Might even see me on stage. You never know. I might be working on some things, which that actually leads into an idea. Obviously, you got the new single coming out. Is that going to be standalone? Is this going to be part of something maybe bigger?
An EP
What
maybe.
EP maybe?
Yeah.
Seems to
Like,
be the mood.
I think right now, like we're just kind of throwing shit at the wall and just kind of seeing what sticks. Like, we kind of went a bit inactive for like most part of this year because we had so many like ideas floating around, and we just kind of had to like scavenge what we could. So like stuff get thrown in the bin, new stuff get brought in, but we feel kind of like this song kind of cements what we're wanting to do with the band. So I feel like we're just trying to see where things go. Maybe drop a couple more tunes, EP down the line, but don't know. It's taking it easy just now, man. See what happens.
It's definitely racking up the views on Slam Worldwide as well. Is that just you just kind of submit shit and hope they upload it? I've never understood how that works.
I think it's like you pay them and then they upload it for you, man. But it's not like a crazy cost. Like I think it was worked out to like $50, but that converted into pounds, split between six people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ah, that's not bad actually. I'll need to tell the because I was just saying to Kelsey and Lee before we started, a few friends of mine have started up their own kind of slammy hardcore band called Backbone. They put out their first new tune, I think, on Halloween. It's called Thousand Year Bender. It's basically if peeling flesh drank Buckfast instead of lean.
Yeah,
It's that you get the idea. And
yeah. Maroon man, he's a wee gem. He always pulls up to all the CKF shows, man. Like fucking, you see him doing like mad spin kicks and all that, man. Like he's a good wee guy, man.
aye, they're all the Backbone lads are all cool. They're all cool. They're putting out their first EP hopefully this year. Although if I know Calvin, it's probably not going to be this year. Just knowing him as a friend, probably not. But who knows? I know it's going to be great though. I know it's going to be great. But in terms of like the beatdown hardcore scene, how do you think that's grown since, well, I suppose since COVID? That's kind of been the benchmark for everything. Because obviously, like we were talking about before, there was bands like Kingpin going about, which I just recently had Lev in the podcast as well. So give him a had a wee good chat with Lev. It was a load of fun. Talked about Kingpin, talked about all the stuff he's doing now. That man's fucking busy, and I love it. Lesser Beings, No Known Weakness just played their first show the other night there.
Mm.
Looked fucking sick. Hardstare as well. I know they're working on some new tunes. Yeah, big up, Lev. So in terms of, anyway, back to the original question, because I like to fucking waffle like a moron. Um, since COVID, how do you think the scene has changed? Do you think it's any better? Do you think it's worse?
It's definitely grown, but some ways for good, some ways for bad. But I think like TikTok really does have a lot to do with it because like so many bands get exposed, like fucking Paleface, Kubla Khan, Knocked Loose, like those type of bands. So that brought in like a whole new kind of generation, like people that wanted to get interested in hardcore. And then from that, you get people discovering bands like fucking Peel and Flesh, and you know, what I mean, it just goes from there.
Hmm.
But it's a good thing, man. Like it's good. It's good to see more people coming out to shows and that, because like especially in Glasgow, there was like a big patch there for like 3 or 4 years where there just wasn't any like beatdown shows or anything. You know what I mean? So that's why you've got like so many like different like collectives of people just coming together, doing their own thing, coming out with shows. That man, it's fucking, it's cool to see. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah, it's been a lot of bands like just popping up over the past few years, which is always good to see.
Mm. I think as well, pre-COVID, the shows were so much quieter, and like there were so many, like there was a lot of familiar faces. It was all the same kind of people going to these shows, but you would barely ever fill out a room unless there was a much bigger band headlining. But now half of the shows I go to are either sold out and it's still just local ones, you know, like No Known Weakness the other night. It didn't sell out, but I don't think at least. But the videos that I saw from it, and that was their first show as well,
Yeah, like
it was heaving, man. It was absolutely heaving. And like I just, from what I remember pre-COVID, it didn't really get that busy except for pretty rare occasions. So
Mhm.
it's really nice to see that. It feels a lot more alive than it did back in the day.
There's definitely a lot of these kind of new blood bands and these bands that might have been around for a bit, but they're just putting out such fire material that they're blowing up. Me and Kublai Khan, prime example. Knocked Loose, prime example. Peeling Flesh just kind of came out the blue and made slam fun again.
Yeah,
And I watched
we love Being Flesh.
I love Peeling Flesh. They're easily G Code is my top album of this year, hands down.
That's great.
G Code is my top album of this year, and I've already got an EP in the works because, of course, they have. I watched this digital tour bus thing with Soto going over all the gear he uses, and he did hint that Peeling Flesh were going to try and come over to Europe next year, which I am praying happens because I will ejaculate as soon as I see that announcement.
That's a fucking dream booking, that man.
Mhm.
That I was going to say, who would you love to book? It would definitely be Peeling
Peeling
Flesh,
Flesh.
hands down.
Or Dying Fetus.
Oh, I dying fetus in a practice room with a hardcore crowd knocking the fucking shit out of each other. That is the dream, man.
Mate, Snuffed on Sight. A show with peeling flesh and Snuffed on Sight is the fucking dream, man. They're so
Snuffed on
good.
Sight are so good.
Honestly,
And
we
it,
don't really care as long as Peeling Flesh are playing the show.
yeah, as long as they're there, I'll go and see anybody. You could have fucking Poppy headlining, I'd still go and see it.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I think that'd be funny. Poppy and Peeling Flesh. That'd be funny.
Bobby Flesh.
Poppy Flesh. There you go. There's our cover band. There's our tribute band. There's the tribute band. Every sample, it's just something from Scotland, like Hocus Pocus, there's a pizza in your focus or some shit. Why no one's used that as a sample yet, I don't know. We need to change that. I'm so
I have a
upset.
folder on my PC of just like tons and tons of samples that we're just going to use for songs. I think you've got the same as well.
Are you really a slam band if you don't have a folder full
Oh
of
yeah, we're
samples?
just gonna have it littered with samples and just trap beats.
I'm game with that. I'm game with that. It actually brings up a story outside of the Party Cannon gig that happened in September. I met up with a couple friends of mine and we were just blethering shit about their band and stuff. Stipulated Torment, kind of slammy, brutal death metal.
Mm.
And we were talking about our love for stupid samples. And I said, I'll say stupid shit into a microphone. I'll say obscene shit into a microphone. And that's when Jake, the drummer, just shoved his phone in my face. And I ended up doing a sample of me just going, "Yay, lung cancer!" So yeah, this formal announcement. If you want me to say fucked up shit into a microphone, I'll do it. You don't you don't
Yes.
even you don't even need to pay me. Just give me a t-shirt or some shit. I'll say whatever the fuck you want. I don't care.
No, we've got plenty of t-shirts.
Which that's another thing. Having a look at like the link page and stuff. Obviously, nothing's really up in the big cartel at the moment. Is that something else that's going to be worked on?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Lee's got some fucking really funny designs, man. We're just kind of looking into overheads and that to get like t-shirts printed, and then we'll get something worked out. But it should be relatively soon.
We're probably going to get sued by a lot of companies because we just rip off like TV shows and whatnot.
But they're the best ones, though. They're
Yeah.
the best shirts, though. I mean, if Vomit Forth can do a Resident Evil shirt, I'm fairly sure yours will be fine. They're signed on Century
Yeah.
Media. I think yours will be fine.
Man, we done like a Chainsaw Man t-shirt, and to this day, man, I still wear it all the fucking time, man. It's such a fucking cool design.
What's something you would love to make into a merch design? Like obviously everybody sells like t-shirts and hoodies and hats and all that shit. But then you see some bands that do weird shit like Stillbirth had toilet seats for a bit, which I still think's hilarious. That's definitely the weirdest.
I think
Like
Peel and
not
Flesh made like not trays, like scales to like weigh cocaine on. Um, I don't know, like we've just been discussing like just the usual stuff like hoodies and long sleeves and stuff. We want to get like bigger sizes as well because we have a lot of people that want the bigger sizes. But in terms of like actual merch ideas, apart from like the usual stuff, I don't really,
I mean,
don't know.
me and Brian were talking about we could do a run of a sponge driver Bob Lobotomy merch, which I still think would go hard as fuck, man.
I'd wear it.
And in case we're bottom make it,
It's like an endorsement by like B&Q like Screwfix and get like actual screwdrivers made.
I mean, I might be able to help with that.
CKF
Mm,
branded screwdrivers.
just home lobotomy kits.
Lobotomy.
I mean, I'm fairly sure Slaughter to Prevail had axes at one point. I remember them having axes in their store.
Mm,
On
Same with
Rising merch,
Sugabaka.
they sold like hammers and stuff like that. Reese got like a tsunami hammer.
I
I
fucking
think
love that.
Annotations and Autopsy done one as well. I know Holy Mountain Printing they do it for quite a lot of the bands. It's just like a black knife with like a logo on it. I got a Tsunami one. They have like a Leviathan one as well, the black metal band, but I think it's sold out. I think they have a Sango Sugabog one as well.
Yeah, I think they still have that one. I know because I recently pre-ordered that jersey they put out. I'm
Yeah.
wondering when that's going to be shipped because I want it badly. I
I think
want
it's an
it.
American company, so
Yeah,
probably quite a while.
it usually is. It usually is. Even just to get it shipped. Um, and then that's not counting how expensive shipping is,
Oh
which
yeah.
there needs to be more places that are like in the UK or Europe that don't charge an arm and a leg for shipping, but also just have stuff that you want.
Mm.
Yeah, it feels like now like the only place to really get like good merch quickly is just go to a show.
Mm.
Yeah, pretty much.
mm.
Most of the merch that I've bought recently has been through shows.
Yeah.
Outside of the occasional
Yeah.
stuff from like Reality Fade or something like that, which I've got endless love for that label. They're constantly putting out bangers.
That's part of the appeal to like these local shows as well, man, is that the merch prices are just so much better than going to like I went to see a Muir and Throne last year, and a t-shirt was something like £35. You
Yeah.
know, even a beanie. I think I paid about 25 quid for a beanie because it was the cheapest thing I could get there. And then you go to some of these shows. I mean, we were at one in Audio Lounge a few months back, and I ended up getting about 3 bits of merch and hardly even spending 40 quid. You know, so it's such an incentive to go to the local shows.
I got
It
a Metalcore
is.
t-shirt for like a tenner when they played audio.
So good, man.
It definitely is. I mean, I like even like prime example, I went to the Sepultura show on Monday. Their t-shirts were actually about 30 quid, so not the worst. But Ginger had like a 70 quid hoodie, and I'm going, what?
What the fuck, man?
Man,
If
70
you buy hoodies from like Impericon, usually it's like 75 quid, like including the shipping, but like I would pay that if you go to that show.
yeah.
It's like
Nah, man, you've got me fucked up if you think anybody's going to get me to pay crazy prices for a Gildan Heavy. You know what I mean?
that's
I couldn't even see on the label what kind of hoodie it was. It was a bright yellow hoodie, which in itself, don't know how I feel about that. But just the design was kind of mid as well. Because I'm one of those
Mhm.
people that if I'm wearing extreme like merch, I don't want like your wee tiny nipple logo and then yes, something cool on the back, but surely have that shit in the front. Don't have a wee tiny nipple logo. I hate that shit. So mid. some Adidas looking ass merch. If I wanted an Adidas shirt, I'd just go and buy an Adidas shirt, you know? Never been up. I get that it has some appeal, but it's not
Don't
for
get me
me.
on the beat.
Mm.
And also one thing I also hate is like unstructured snapbacks. I hate that. Don't like
Ah,
it.
no,
Can't do it. If you're gonna do that shit, just buy a dad hat, because at least then you know it's unstructured.
dad hats for the win, man.
Now,
Mhm.
I'm a snapback lover. You can't really see it. If I can lift my camera, you can kind of see it up there.
Oh,
Holy
nice.
shit.
That stretches all the way across, by the way.
The mass grave of snapbacks, man. Brilliant.
The guitar from Cranium has a mad snapback collection as well.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I love looking at his snapbacks. Always wondering what one he's gonna wear next. I'm fairly sure I could wear a different one for every day of the month, and it'd be different every day. I need more actually. That I'm actually thinking about. The latest one was this Better Lovers one. Shout out Better Lovers.
Mm.
That's another thing as well. These bands that like every time I die broke up, and that was messy. And then you have like Better Lovers and Many Eyes. It's just a win for us because it's mere bands to enjoy.
Yeah.
Be an awkward Christmas dinner though.
For
Better
sure.
Lovers are coming here next year, and I'm stoked for that. They're playing Slay, I think.
Oh, it's such a good venue, man.
Mm.
I love it in there. I've been to so many shows in that venue of different types as well. I love that
Good
they
venue.
cater to everything.
Have you been to Slay Studio?
Aye, the wee one, the wee really tiny room. I was there for I think Penny Coffin's EP release. Aye,
I
that was the
guess,
last time I was in that one.
like, we've got a show booked out in there, and like I've never been in before, so I don't know like what it's going to be like. But hopefully, it's good for a beatdown show. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be a
It's fucking tiny.
nice man. That's what I like, small, intimate. You know what I mean?
Like this is like beyond intimate. This is beyond intimate. It is a tight. It's literally if you've ever been in that back room where the bar is, that's it. That's the studio.
Oh shit, man.
That's it. I'd be impressed if you could fit 50 people.
They told me 100, so if I can get 100 people in there, that'll make for a fucking interesting night.
That's assuming the 100 people are anorexic.
Yeah, you could
And if
probably fit maybe like 40 big guys in battle jackets.
Mm.
that's another thing, we need beatdown patches. I want to get a full-on beatdown battle jacket. That'd be hilarious. Get at Pull the
I
Plug
feel like
patches.
the denim doesn't fit with beatdown or with hardcore. You need like a battle tracksuit or something with all your different fucking beatdown patches.
I know you get like deathcore patches, but there's never any like beatdown patches. So it's
Aye.
like,
I mean, slam and death metal, there's
yeah.
a lot of patches and stuff going about, but I think a lot of beatdown bands are just trying to spend as little money on merch as possible. You know, like just do the basic t-shirts and hoodies, and then you get some like you're saying that'll put out fucking toilet seats and shit.
Mhm.
You know, just depends.
Mhm.
Why not? If you can do it. I mean, if Ghost can do dildos and they're horrible, still have nightmares about it. Still have
I seen
nightmares
that
about it.
website. I can't remember what the website was called, but there was like they had like abominable putridity like shower curtains.
I'd have that in my house.
They had like car seats as well.
Oh yeah. Oh
Could have
yeah.
been bootlegs, but still.
No, I think I know the website you're on about.
It was
And
Critical Apparel, I think it was.
yeah, it was. And yeah, we
It was
don't
run
talk
by
about them
Duncan. Yeah, it was.
because he
We don't
got
stop talking about them.
mega cancelled.
Yeah.
Rightly so. Mega cancelled. Don't beat up your bandmates. You're a cunt.
Oh, fuck Duncan Bentley, man.
Mm.
He hacked their fucking Instagram account. Imagine being that
Oh
much of
yeah,
a
I remember
fucking
that.
late. Imagine being that much of a baby that you steal your fucking band's Instagram account.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's still
Yeah,
lost. They've still not got their old one back.
Fuck, man. It's
yeah,
a shame because they were so fucking good, man. He just had to ruin it by being a complete twat.
yeah.
He did ruin it.
It gives off serious, like, oh, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home energy.
Yeah.
It is. And just before he did that, he threw the ball at the fucking bass player.
For fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake.
Because like their bass player left, and then I think it was not long after that that all the allegations came out. And it's like, for fuck's sake,
I know.
we don't need another deathcore moment. We don't need another deathcore moment. And
Well, they're
saying
not.
that, there's now two of them because you've got that deathcore moment, and then we've got what I like to call pulling in a Muir, where everybody leaves other than the singer as Ellie dying.
I don't know
Which
if you
we,
saw it was that Amur tour that they had with Alpha Wolf.
hmm,
I think it was Alpha Wolf and a couple other bands, and Frankie Palmieri was just having fucking Instagram tantrums, shit talking them like the whole way through the tour. It's mental, man. It's a shame. I love Amur. They suck, but they're like one of my favorite fucking bands. Um, but no, I don't get the ego trip that some of these guys have, you know? Just don't be a dick.
it's not hard, and also don't hire a hitman to kill your wife. But
Mm.
Just get a divorce.
I wonder what would be more expensive, going through all the divorce proceedings or just straight up hiring someone for an assassination.
How would you even like how would you even like go about that? You must have to like know people.
From what
You
I
hang
heard,
about the
he
fucking. Hmm?
from what I heard, he went up to this undercover cop. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it," and then it's like, "Psych, you're getting arrested." And then you're going to go to jail and get withdrawn from steroids and get man-tits or some shit. I remember vaguely reading that. Tim Lambesis is upset because he's in jail and he's got man-titties. It's like, all right, fucking random.
Slow news day.
You can't keep posting the same memes about what does Corey Taylor think, am I right?
Oh yeah.
100%.
I love the metal community, but sometimes it gives me a headache.
Yeah.
And that's for every type of metal, whether you're simping for Sleep Token or for fucking No Face, No Case, it doesn't matter. Which, to be fair, I love both of them, but anyway, to stop me from waffling like a moron, what's next in the pipeline? Not just for the band, but also, on the promotion side of things with CKF bookings, because I can spell.
Uh, I'll let the boys cover everything when it comes to the band stuff, and then I'll cover the promo stuff.
Well, we have quite a few gigs booked for next year. We've not announced anything yet, but it's going to be a good year for Screwlob 2025. Big things coming soon, as they say.
We love the local band stuff. Big things coming soon, PM. And it's either you're playing your same venue that you played 5 times already, or your singer's being kicked out.
No, there'll be no deathcore moments for this band.
Mm.
Well,
Oh,
that's very good. I'm very glad to hear that. We
And
don't need a Tim Lambesis. We don't need a Tim Lambesis moment. We don't need a Tim Lambesis moment where it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave now. Oh, I'm gonna come with you. And then literally within a week, everybody else is gone.
but yeah, aside from that, we're working on a new track at the minute. And it definitely feels like since the last one and now this that we're working on, there's very much like a cohesive sound. You know what I mean? We've proper
You
like
found
locked
that
in on
thing.
how
Yeah.
yeah, and it's sounding so good, man. This new track is I'm very excited to see how much further this is going to go. The gigs coming up next year sound fucking incredible. I'm so excited for it, man.
And on that front, Reese,
yeah, pretty much. Finalising all the last details for like all the shows and all that next year. We have pretty much the full year booked up already. So many fucking good lineups that are coming through, man. I'm honestly so fucking excited for it. We're also going to be working with Moshfest. We've got a pre-show in February that's sold out. It's going to be fucking unreal. We've got Clench Your Fist and Bitterwood headlining it. I can't wait for that. We're going to be planning on doing another pre-show with like Moshfest and leading up to the main one in September, which is going to be fucking unreal, man. I cannot wait to tell everybody about
that's always the bit, isn't it? You've got all this cool shit happening, but you can't tell anyone.
that. Oh, no, I'm horrible for it, man. I'm a fucking gab shite. Like straight away, as soon as like I know I'm like to the trips. Oh, trips, we're fucking, it's happening. Can't hold my pish, man.
Yeah, it's good to hear that pretty much everything's booked out already. It's kind of insane. It's just shows your work ethic, that you're really getting after it. And that's
Yeah.
something that I'm loving about pretty much everybody new that's coming up is that they're getting after it. I mean, you've got people like Chloe and Noah that put on Riffs and Ramps earlier this year. Just straight up DIY thrash death metal show in a skate park. Fuck it, let's do it.
That's the fun.
Ballin'. It was fun. I wish I could have went, but in saying that, knowing me, because it was that hot that day, I'm fairly sure I would have died. I'd have just died.
Probably the heat.
I don't take the sun very well, especially now that, I'm follically challenged and all that.
Yeah.
That's the word, right? Follically challenged? Nah, mate, you're just bald. That could be something. We've had a gig in a skate park. What's the next weird thing? People have played in Denny's, people have played in a skate park. What's next?
Mm.
I feel like at least with Edinburgh, like there's nothing here that would put on a show like that. And in Glasgow, you're quite limited as well.
Mm.
I mean, Taco Bell's the dream. You know what I mean? Playing in Taco Bell.
Stella Factory.
Still.
Beat down in the tech factory.
Like we've said this before, like our wrists are just fueled by Stella, for Loco, and Buckfast.
I can definitely smell the Buckfast.
Big up.
If they want to sponsor us, just DM the page.
Yeah, absolutely. Get at them. That this band needs to be sponsored by fucking Magnuson, Stella, and Buckfast. Not DeWalt, though. They're wank.
Nah.
I don't know fucking tools, mate. I just sell them. You know what I mean? I don't actually use tools. You expect me to know the stuff I'm selling? No. What you on about? I sold vapes for 3 years and I don't smoke, so incredible. Absolute fucking specimen. But yeah, it's good shit seeing that you're getting after it. I really think that it's only gonna get bigger from here, I think. All these shows, they're selling out quick as well. Like I'm fairly sure Dead of Winterfest that's happening in January, that's nearly sold out. I know they said they're moving fast. And it's like that for every facet of the scene. And I love that it's varied, and I love that people are kind of getting the hint about varied lineups. I've said this in a bunch of pods in the past. I love every facet of metal, but it does get exhausting hearing 4 or 5 of the same thing.
Yeah.
And plus, you're not really like growing your audience. You're playing to your homies, and that's cool. But if you want to really get at this, you gotta get in new people.
Yeah.
Gotta get in new people. Get some beatdown bands playing with some fucking thrash bands. Get some black metal bands playing with some deathcore bands. Fucking varied lineups are fun. Prime example, I've been seeing all these tours coming out next year. Aborted are playing with Crypta, Zenith Passage, and Organectomy.
I mean, that's another thing that I've seen different, like post-COVID, is like you're saying, all these varied lineups, even in bigger shows. Like, what was it, Knocked Loose playing with Death Heaven and then Headbusser as well? That was a fucking wild lineup. And then even Ginger and Jesus Piece. Like, it's nice seeing beatdown and hardcore coming into these more mainstream shows, you know? I'll always prefer them in smaller, like local venues, but it's still nice to, you know,
Beatdown
get
show
to
at the
have.
bars, that's the goal.
Yeah, yeah, and even I mean a lot of local shows as well. It's like it's still varied lineups, like you're saying. There's a lot of crossover and thrash stuff, coming in with beatdown bands, and it's fucking brilliant, man.
In
When you
terms of
go
the
to like your like local hardcore shows, you always see people wearing, like death metal t-shirts and like thrash t-shirts. I mean, when we saw the Negative Frame open for Street Soldier and Audio like last year or the year before, I think
Mm.
they opened up with a cover of Hammer Smash Face, which I thought was really cool.
That was really cool.
Got the place moving as
Negative,
well.
th Negative Frame are really good. No Relief are in that show as well. They're really
I think it
good.
was Negative Frame in it.
Mm.
Might be No Relief that opened the show.
They're both sick bands. And then you had fucking
Yeah.
Street Soldier, who I've seen a bunch of times now. They were at that Party Cannon show back in September. Mental. It was insane. And then Pint Glass on right after them. Oh my God.
Mm.
Love Pine Glass.
I fucking love that big glass, man.
Pint Glass for class, including the oh, they broke into a random a cappella cover at some point. It was I think it was Sweet Caroline.
That probably would have been, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was funny. And then you had Party Cannon with the full catty circle pit,
Mm.
like around the back where the bar is and everything. And I'm fairly sure out in the smoking bit, I would not be surprised if there was people running out there, but just all the way up and around. It was beautiful. And that's what we need more of. More daft shit in the pit. We've had Twister, we've had like Magic the Gathering as well, because of course we have. Up next, build IKEA furniture.
Need Beyblades.
Oh, Beyblades in the
Beyblades.
pit would go hard, man. Fucking hell.
Oh, that's a childhood memory for me right there. Fucking Beyblades. I'd be game dead ass. I will buy it. Can you even still get like full on Beyblade sets?
We're like the mad like plastic arena and shit, man. We just set one of them up, man. We're fucking aye. I'm down for that, man.
That's gonna be the like the screwdriver lobotomy gimmick is Beyblades. We've
Bring
had Magic the Gathering, we've had Twister, Beyblades.
bring your Beyblades and four locos.
You heard it here first, genties and ladlemen. Beyblades,
Beyblades
four
for life.
locos. And Taco Bell. Taco Bell would be good because I get hungry after a game. It's like one of the first things I think is I need a piss and I need food. Because I'm one of those sad bastards that as soon as I get to the front, I ain't moving. Ain't moving. I don't move to pee, I don't move to get a drink or anything. I just rely on hopefully whoever's like working security, they do that thing where they give everybody water. And that's how I don't die. I'm surprised I'm not dead yet.
Maybe that's the move then. Screwdriver, lobotomy, branded colostomy bags. You know? Stay at the front even longer.
Don't tempt me because I will do it. Don't tempt me. I will do it. I will absolutely do it. But just before we wrap up here, is there anything that you guys want to say? Anything else you want to shamelessly plug?
Just want to say, thanks for everyone streaming the song, YouTube, Spotify, and also just the support we got. Just even when we dropped 141, we were kind of taken aback by it. So really appreciate the support we've got. Shout out just everyone, CKF.
Yeah. It's been really nice seeing people even like far removed from our mates and that posting our stuff on Instagram and listening to shit. I don't think we expected this song to be so well received, and yeah, just thank you to everyone that's listened to it.
Yeah, big up, man. Like it's been cool, man. Like really looking forward to the next year. What we've got in store. It's going to be a fun one.
I have faith that it's going to be really good. And it's not going to be one of those things where, oh, big things coming soon. Yeah, we played this venue 15 times this year and we're doing it again. I fully think that, and I fully have faith that it's going to be something spectacular. But thank you, everybody, so much for watching and listening. If you like what you heard, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, shove it in everybody's faces. I will not take responsibility if you get punched in yours. Make sure you listen to the episode on Spotify. I'll have everything linked down below for Screwdriver Lobotomy and CKF Promotions as well. I'll have all their relevant stuff down below. Make sure you give them some love, and let's get violent. I think that's the best way to do it. Just let's choose violence today, gang. Let's choose violence today. Choose violence. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Give the guys all some love. Do the internet thing, and yeah, see you all next time. Adios.